Hey everybody, I hope you are doing well. In this recording, we are going to review masonry and concrete for a new extended stay from the ground up. Um, I know I probably have neglected this scope of work in some time, and I do have some concrete people, and we do teach a concrete class. And so I did have some questions about masonry and the rebar and how you do that. So if that's something that interests you, make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you please subscribe and like, and let's get started and let's get going. All right, so we are looking at an extended stay. We're looking at the site plan, and on the site plan, it has a trash enclosure. And so I'm sure you've seen a million of these. So basically, what we have to think about when we do this masonry trash enclosure is that it has the walls, but it also has the foundation. And so that needs to be broken down into its component parts, okay? And this set of plans, to tell you the truth, for it to be such for such a large establishment, it's a bad, horrible set of plans. We're going to review the set for the plumbing set. I'm going to try to do a lot today. I don't know what's going on with my YouTube views, but I've gone like to 0 views. So I don't know if that's me, and I don't know if it's YouTube, but I'm thinking it's YouTube. So I've been kind of like trying to figure that out. So it's taken me a couple of days to get some videos out. So I do apologize for that. And two, I've been getting some very wonderful comments and on everything. And I really want to thank you guys. You really make me feel so confident on what I do. I know I'm good at what I do, but who tells you? My clients win and then I never hear from them again until they want to win again, kind of thing. So I've been really getting some very good comments. Thank you. I really enjoy what I do. I love what I do. And most of all, I love teaching people to be really good. So just keep an eye out. I'm going to try to mix up everything, every different scope of work for you. And whether it's project management, estimating, safety, we can do it all. So we will. All right, so in this video, we're going to review this masonry wall, but we're also going to review the foundation. And remember the kicker, the tool, the very important thing is as we go through the sheets, we're going to also review the specifications so you'll know where to go when you are looking at an actual set. So that's awesome. We think so. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So that's one thing. Okay. So the site plan is where we're going to find any trash enclosure type things. We'll find that on the same plan that we would find sidewalks, maybe on the civil set. This set again, it's non-traditional. So you just have to look. It could be in the civil set, but then in this set, this is called the site plan. That's in the architectural set. So you'll know. As you review each of the sheets, you're going to see, especially if you're concrete, right? You could have your concrete either in your architectural set like this one, or your concrete in the civil set. So and of course, in the structural set. So if you're concrete, you're going to have it everywhere. Okay, so that's the site plan. So from here, what we did, I'm sorry, you want to think about 3 things. You want to think about the enclosure walls, the foundation for the enclosure walls, and then the foundation for this is a representation of the gates for the trash enclosure, metal gates. So we're going to think in terms of the foundations for the poles for the gate. So those are really the 3 things that are going to make up your masonry, concrete, whatever, for the trash enclosure. So we're going to look now at the details for that. And I pulled them out here somewhere, masonry details. All right, so, okay, so this is our This is from our civil set. This is, what is 5? Okay, it's just giving us the rebar. But this is for our civil set. So this is more like, what is this? Is that the exterior? Something. But we don't care about that because we're focusing on the CMU, the masonry enclosure. Okay, so the foundation is the block of 3 dimensions, 3 by 1, and I'm sure it's a 3 by 3 foundation. Okay, so we have that, the full extent of the wall. That would be the full extent. So let's see. I'm certain it's a continuous foundation. That's the bottom. And then at the top, they're breaking this. They're giving us this call out. So we have to go to 2 over S5.2, which just happens to be here. Okay, so what we're looking at here, everything we find here is going to be, again, I don't know if this is a good set of plans or a bad set of plans, because we're looking at this masonry wall that we took the measurements off of the architectural site plan, but it has some structural components that we should note here, but also in the structural set, because this appears to be connected to the roof. And so I'm just going to go by whatever this is telling me. Okay, here we go. This is how it's not helpful. Steel beam per plan, okay? So we know that a set of architectural or a set of plans, we have the architectural set, we have the structural set, we have the civil set, and then we have the MEPs. So you have to think in terms of when you're looking at one set, which this is architectural, no, this is the structural set. This is the structural set. Somewhere in this set, it should tell me the size of this. So we have the trash enclosure plan, which is here. Okay, so I measured my walls. I really didn't have to. So it's going to break out everything. This is the section view. This is the plan view. Bad set of plans. All right, so let's look at what each thing is. Okay, so let's start with 1. 3-inch deep, type N20 deck. So what I have to automatically do is figure out what an N20 deck is. When you're an estimator, sometimes things don't come as easy in life as they should. Hold on. So we go to the good old Google N20 deck. See if that helps. N deck, CSM metal deck, metal deck, CSM known as metal deck. Okay, roof in. Okay, so that would be the top. Okay, because the floor is, of course, concrete. I don't know if the floor is concrete because this is just the enclosure. Metal deck. Okay, so I'm assuming the deck is at the top. 3-inch metal deck. Metal deck. Okay. Metal floor deck. There we go. An N deck is a floor deck. That makes sense. Now it makes sense. Maybe Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Okay. So our enclosure, I don't want to make too much out of that. It's not to scale. Is it to scale? Oh, we use the scale from the other one. All right, so that's the metal floor deck. You see, you just got to be smarter than the paper. Because we have, let's just go through this. Metal floor decks. B, W2, W3, N, and N3. I'm supposing an N20. Now that's saying it's a roof deck. I don't know. Let's see if we can find something that shows us if it's a roof deck or does our trash enclosure have a roof? That wouldn't make a lot of sense. See, that's the trash enclosure. Let's see if we have a section view. Here we go. Oh, no, that's the fence. Mm-hmm. It's not help. Oh, look at here. There we go. There we go. Why wasn't this in something? All right. So, oh, that's beautiful. That's everything we need right there. All right. So our trash enclosure has a box of its own, separate from everything else. That's the metal deck. HS. Okay, so this is about the best thing we can do. So let's do scale. We did 1/4 because each. Can we get more than one view? Okay, here we go. Okay, so these are the steel HSS. Okay, but they're at a 1 to 12 slope, so they're all going to be, and it's sloping from the front of it. Where's the front? This right here is that. So the front would be that. That's the front would be here or there. I don't know where the front would be. Front here is with respect to here. I don't know where the front is, but I don't care. Okay. So that's the front, that's the gate. That's just the gate that's on the front. So if what I would do as far as the structural steel, I'm just going to use the height of the tallest one. Well, you know what? You could actually say that one of each height is on each side, basically, which it is not. Oh, it is. So this is probably the lowest one is near this. You see this and this? So the shortest one is nearest that opening. So this is actually 7 feet. 7 feet. Mm-hmm. Yeah. These two are the 7-foot tall ones. This correlates to those two, and then that correlates to those two. And because that is to scale now, 7, and we're just going to assume it goes right to here. So we're just going to use the dimension tool. So that's 7, and we're just going to use a 7-foot height. 7 feet, 7 inches. We want the structure and then 8.5 feet. So 7 feet to HSS, right? To two hollow structural steel beams or whatever that are 7 feet, two that are this height, and two that are that height. Will correspond to these two, those two, and those two. So you got that, and I already measured. We have 40 feet of the enclosure. And this is actually 6-inch CMU wall too, but we're just going to do the enclosure. 6-inch curve. Okay, so we know the 6 different of those. We know the length of this wall. Now we have to determine, we have the curve. And then we're going to look at this. I think we already did. So this is a wall tag. And it's basically exterior, that's what that means. Masonry, that's what that means. It's an 8-inch CMU, and I forget what A means, but we can go to it. We have the schedule for the wall schedule. Okay, so we see we have a curve. Okay, so let's measure the curve. We'll call it crash curve. This is just a 6-inch curve like we would do any other curve for like parking lot. Okay. You know our wall is 42 feet. And then we'll do the reinforcement, do the math. Okay, outline roof. Okay, so our roof, you see the outline of that metal deck roof. I'm trying to figure the hell out. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, YouTube. There's no cursing in construction. Oh boy, that's a lie, huh? Okay, we'll put trash, roof. I'm gonna try to do a lot today because I haven't done a lot. I try to do a lot every day, but I'm getting so much more busier, which is cool. And too, guys, ladies, if you want to just hang out and listen overnight, I'm playing various stuff overnight. I call it overnight estimator, late night estimator. There we go. So if you put comments, I'm not there. I'm sleeping. Come on. But I play the sound part, so you don't really have to listen. Okay, so we've got our curve, we've got our roof, but now if you notice, see, okay, that's our roof, but we're going to take our roof off because remember this thing, is that the same? No, it's not the same area as the roof. Okay, and so we need to measure our trash floor, surface, whatever. Trash surface. Okay, so I redid on my computer, so my cost book probably isn't on this computer. But I'm going to come back and show you the cost of everything we're doing here. See, now I'm not going to go outside my wall, right? Because that's open. I'm not going outside my wall. I'm going to let that outside part just be, or maybe I will. I'll go this far out. Yeah, is that wall. I like being very detailed. All right, so stop. All right, so that is that. And now we just know that our foundation, footing, because it's not, oh, wait. Is it continuous? See, it's not giving me the footing per structural growth. Okay, so let's go, because is that continuous? Or is it like blocks, right? Or pads? So, and does that connect it to nothing? Where this one looks like No. Yeah, see, 'cause that's the wall, but it's not continuous. All right. Oh, that's the curve. Okay. We got to figure out the actual construction of this foundation. If it's just pads and this part of the wall that comes up from what? That's confusing too. Where is that at? Over here. Right here? Terrible. They should give us a section. Where's section view 4? Is this section view 4? Is that what they're telling us this is? Okay. Oh, that's the curve. Okay. I got it. That's the curve, and then it's the kitchen. Oh, I got it. I got it. So this part, so how we have to do it is this is a, we have to break it up from here, and then basically make this a continuous footer. What I'm thinking. All right. So let's go to the structural set. What did I pull that out? Uh-oh. Okay, let me go back. Mm-hmm. Okay. Footing for, yes, for the gates. Remember we talked about that. So it's four by 1/6. Okay, that's easy. Because we only have two, right? Okay, we'll look at all that later. But my thing is masonry concrete. We don't really care about the hinges and all that stuff. We just worrying about the support. Okay, so we know that we have a 1.5 by 4 deep, 4 long, 1.5 wide. So basically like a 1.5 square, right, by 4 long, and it's just for the gates. So I'll just count that because that's basically like a tiny, tiny little wall. Tiny little wall. That's 1.5 feet long by 4 feet high. And I have two of those. Right? Wait, yeah. Yeah. That's the pole. That's the footing. Okay. Pole footing. 1.5 by 4. Oh, that's a hard one. Far away without, even with glasses. That's terrible. All right, so we got that, and then we have that, and then this is the only thing that's really confusing. Well, I know they're not continuous. Are they just for my structural steel pole? I'm thinking that is, those column pads basically are just for the structural steel. But then there's not one here. So I'm so confused. That's the curve. Okay, I got that. Yeah, that's got to be, okay, but it says structural drawing. So let me go find those. Okay, so S plan. Okay, let's see. Foundation, second floor roof. Typical masonry details. F5 That's the one I was at. Okay. That still don't help me. Circle. Circle. Why are we here? Oh, that's the pole. This. Alright, well, this doesn't help me. Gate. Three's the, okay. That. HSS 3x3x1 4 stub. Column with da 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 da. 3 1/8 by 4 by da da da. The 2. Okay. Okay. And then 4 is the gate pole. Gate opener of thickened. Okay, yeah, right. Provide 8-inch wide by 12-inch deep, minimal thickened turn down slab edge with number 4 bottom bar at opening tip. Okay, well that's just our slab. 12-inch deep thickened portion, and then our slab is 8-inch. Terrible. What's the thickness of the slab? See, then we have to go back to where we were. But this still is not helpful. Okay. 4, 3, something point right to it. No. Okay, 4. Let's see what 4. Yeah, let's just give. Okay. So at this point, you gotta kind of just assume it's a continuous footer. Continuous. It's a continuous footer, meaning it goes the full length of the masonry wall, which is the 41 feet. Okay, and so instead of it being a block at each of them, I mean, it does. There's nothing here that indicates it's it's just at the hollow structural steel columns. Okay, and so this would be one where, unless I read and it says something else, but we typically don't read here. But we should. Speaking of that, let's go to our specifications. Where in the specifications do we need to go? What division, now that we're in masonry, what division? And make sure you join us on Patreon and at sfjohnsonconsulting.com so you can join one of our member services. And I can help you with your own stuff, and it's just like being in your own class, okay? And then we can spend more time getting this stuff together. All right, so masonry. What division is masonry? If you're a mason, you should know your division straight out, because why? You have to go and review your specifications, okay, and know what you're doing. And so, right now, we're going to take a break, because I want you to take a thought experiment while we're taking a break, listening to some beautiful reggae music. What division is concrete? And what division is masonry? This is Stacy. This is the construction queen, and hold tight. I'll be right back. Uh-oh, could you not hear me? You probably could. See, that's why I don't really like all of this stuff here, because I've probably been talking and you didn't hear me, but here we go. So I'm glad I didn't say a lot. All right, so man hour calculators I've uploaded if you're on Patreon, but what is the master format? The specifications writing standard that tells you the means and methods, stuff about the material, how they want you to do stuff. If there are submittals, it'll give you all that information. And so you always want to make sure you know where to go when you are doing your job. So the mason should know what division, the concrete person should know what division uh, their work is at. Hopefully, I didn't annoy you if I was gone for too long, but I'm going to try it. No, I usually don't edit. You got to forgive me too, right? I'm just trying to get it out there, get it to you. I'm not trying to make it a Hollywood production. So I apologize if I was out for about 2 minutes there, but anyway, hopefully you can hear me. All right. So the mason. Mason needs to know now. You go up to the upper, if you already have this form, if you're one of our subscribers, you have it. If you would like it, make sure, and I think you probably didn't hear me, is that if you have any questions regarding any of this, if you don't get a response on YouTube, make sure you email me at education@sfjohnsonconsulting.com, and I will make sure to get you back that email immediately, okay? Sometimes I don't answer on YouTube as fast as I should, but my emails, I have about 4 or 5 of them, but the education one, because I have students, right? It stays to where I can see it. So if you have any questions on any of the stuff that I presented, make sure you let me know. So if you are a Mason, you need to know what division you need to go to. So there's a magnifying glass at the upper left, which brings up a box in the upper right. And I'm just going to put in masonry, mason. Oh, if I could spell. No, I just spelled it right. Mason. So where is it? Okay, where is it? So it's giving us a 02. Okay, so that's the existing masonry assessment. Okay, so if that was your scope of work for this project, that would be telling you what to do in that 02 2500 division, existing material assessment. And it's there for everything. Masonry just happens to be 02 2519. So in the master format, there are at least 128 positions where we see the word masonry. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to go down a little bit. Okay, so the initial, the standard, the main division for the masonry scope of work is going to be 040000. And so if I looked at the set of specifications for this extended stay, it should tell me all about those footings, the PSI for whatever, all of the details about the reinforcement in the division that is 040000. Okay, and so gotta know what your division is based on your scope of work. So let's just put concrete in here, because we're gonna, in the next video, go over the concrete foundation. I don't want to make these too long. All right, so concrete is 03. So if I'm doing anything concrete related, and we have 309 different things that pop up for the concrete division. So yeah, you could have concrete in the A plans, you have concrete in the structural set, and you have concrete in the civil set. And so you not only have the concrete, you got the reinforcing of the concrete, strength, everything, okay? So you should know to go right to 03, 00, and 04, right, for masonry, okay? And so, yeah, that's where we would go as we're completing this estimate for this masonry wall. Okay, so I'm just gonna assume that I've got a continuous footer, because it's not telling me anything other than that. And let's look at honestly, let's take a look. Did I mark? If I marked it off, we'll take a look. Structural foundation. Okay, so this is the foundation. And I think our little trashing, oh, there we go. I answered my question. There we go. That's the trash enclosure. I do believe. It's beautiful. I think that's the trash enclosure. Remember how the trash enclosure was just on the left side of the building? Let's take another look. Oops. Not there. Oh, yep. Oh, wait, that was the stairs. We've got, yeah, well, that makes sense to have column pads at the stairs. Yeah, no, that's not that. Let's take another look. Yeah, that's just, well, that's tip. I mean, that's representation of stairs. Okay, so a doubt that that is now this right here. Terrible set of flags because this isn't stairs. F3. Yeah, it wasn't 3 feet, 3 foot. It wasn't 3 foot. So it's probably it's just one. That just doesn't make sense to me. Because okay, this makes sense that this is for the stairs because these are stairs. Foundation for the stairs. This is a 3-story building, but okay, that's stairs. Yeah, I don't know. I'm lost. This is something else. It's gonna tell us what it is over there. Do we have a section view through this one? No, we don't. I don't know. I'm confused when it comes to that doggone thing. Because yeah, your masonry wall needs a continuous uh, foundation. But that just seems awfully large to be the continuous footer for the enclosure. It just seems extremely big. But this to be the continuous. Hey, I'm gonna make it the continuous footer because, but then that right there. See, I'm I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So, because when you're as anal as I am, okay, when it comes to see, this is our plan view, right? Here's that curve they're talking about. Here's our wall, but the wall needs a footer. So, do we only? Do I have? Do I have rebar coming up out of the concrete? Hold on. Do I have? See, I have this. But then it says per structural drawings, but it doesn't tell me foundation 3, foundation, and it doesn't even say that on our plan view. It doesn't even show it at all here. It doesn't say it at all there. So, dun dun dun. It gives us more information about the footer, foundation, footer for the poles than it does for anything else. So, I am struck as to what to call that. Because that's our enclosure, that's our curb, and our basically our foundation for the trash enclosure. I'm just gonna assume that's a continuous footer. It doesn't tell me what it is. There's no place else in the set of plans to give me footer 1, foot whatever. you know? So, dun, dun, dun. But we did the takeoff. It's beautiful and complete. The only thing that is a concern really is these. Is it continuous or is it one per HSS, which would make a lot of sense. It would make a lot of sense. Masonry details, right? HSS, but it doesn't even say, okay, in 3 stub column width. Mm. 2 number 12 times screw anchor. See, it should be giving us way, way more information on what that is. Okay, and so we got the wall, and then we have these. So it's only, oh, I don't know, because every picture looks different. This is coming out the top of the masonry wall, or is it from, I guess it is coming out the top. Is that, that's just odd. It's just odd to me. So they're only coming out the top of the masonry wall. They're not the whole full length of the wall. And then how's that? You got to go to 5 different plans to figure out that one. Got to go back to the foundation, masonry details, and then back to the site plan. And typical means, okay, this is where we want it to be all the time, but for this set, we're going to zip you around to 5 or 6 different. Okay, so if that's the case, that's the case. We have just a piece of number 4, 6 by 6. No, but that says the gate post. That's not, 4 is the gate post. That's not the same 4 as that 4. Okay. Stub column per plan. That's that 4. And then 3 is steel beam per plan around the perimeter of the perimeter. So that's this one. I think I'm getting the hang of it. I think we're getting the hang of it. Okay, so the HSS are going in 2 ways. You have a little piece that is going to just to the top, from the top of the masonry wall to the metal roof in 6 locations, or 6 locations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you have another HSS going the perimeter of the doggone thing, just underneath the roof, connecting basically the metal roof to this. Okay, so that's where we'll end this. But again, we still didn't answer this question, so I'm gonna assume that's just gonna be continuous footer. Now, reinforcement, number 4 here is, so we have a number 5 at 1 foot at the 12 inch, number 5 at the 12 inch. So number 5 at the 12 inch each way. So basically, if it's the 41 linear feet, so you're going to have 41 locations. We're talking about this one and this one, right? We have top and bottom. Now, I'm assuming, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and assume that's a continuous footer, meaning it's continuous, uh, the walls, at the walls, not at the doors, not here, but at the walls, because the post have its own footer. And so we're gonna assume that the continuous footer is only at the walls, right? So that those walls were 41 feet. So if you have to place this, we'll just say what it's about 2 feet. It's about 6 inches on 2 inches. Let's just give it a 3 foot. So 3 foot, 3 foot. So 6 feet, or 2 3 foot pieces of number 5 rebar. We have to place at every foot. So it's basically, there's 41 feet. We place those every foot, right? Every 12 inches. And so you do that math. And then, so those, and then this one is pointing to our L shape. It should be telling us how we place that out. Like we have this one here that goes to there. And then this one that goes here. And then we have cap. And then we have those HSS. Then we have this is the HSS at the perimeter. So that's going to go the whole perimeter. You know, it's going to, the whole perimeter as opposed to the wall, where we see the wall. This is representing the wall, right? These are the gate. We need the 2 footers. And we're going to call this one finished masonry. But that masonry reinforcement, that's like the only thing that's the kicker. And see, I'm sorry. Okay, we got number 5. That's probably a continuous something, but it's not telling us. In fact, we got reinforcement here. It'll probably tell us. 8 in solid CMU with number 5 verticals at the 24s and number 5 horizontals at 32s. And provide hook dials into the footing to match in length. Okay, so vertical, right, up and down. So you have to put, and again, we've got what, 41 feet. And so now we're putting it at every 2 feet. So what's that? Basically 20 and a half locations. And so we need number 5 at 20 locations every 2 feet, because we have a 41 foot gate, this thing, wall. So we need number 5, that's the full length, right, at 20, right, every 2 feet. So the length here, go another 2 feet here, another 2 feet, the length of it here, all the way, right? That's one. And then the other is, that's vertical, so that's the up and down. And then the horizontal is number 5 at the what? 24 plus 32 inches. So just over a foot, just over 2 feet, right? Or over 2 feet. That's 24. It's less than 2 feet. 2 feet and a little bit, right? So what? So 2 feet, 6 inches. 2 feet, 8 inches. Oh my God. It's early and it's late. So that's this way, not this way. Right? But you're putting it this way. I guess that might be the distance they're trying to show you. These right here, these are the blocks. That's probably plaster on the block, or just the blocks. But here are the vertical and then lapping in. I don't know if it said the L rings, how often. It says to match. So every time to match and lap. So that's hopefully that's a good long explanation of this masonry wall and how you look at it. And I never look at stuff too early before I show it, because if I'm just zipping through it, it's not helping you. But okay, so the only thing that confused me is really this doesn't really indicate it's continuous, but it almost would have to be. What's this sitting on? It has to be continuous because it's supporting not only the wall, but it's also supporting that curve, and then this is the bottom of the trash enclosure. So, okay, continuous. And then was measuring, I was saying 1 to 7 feet, 1 is whatever, which they were not. I don't know where I measured that at, but the first height was 7 feet from here to the ground, and the other height was 7 feet 7 inches, and the other height was 8 feet. So that's just I think this is 6. So this is a foot 7 inches, foot and a half, or whatever. And I'm saying in terms of how the length of these and plus the bolt. Right, you only have one, so you need one bolt, one of the bases for it, and however it's bolted. Precast cap, too. Okay, so I think that's going to be the best explanation for that we can give. And then it's always fun to do, trying to figure out the actual linear feet of the reinforcement. And at some point, we'll come back with the cost to put this thing together. And what we will do is we'll break down the continuous footer in terms of the formwork, the reinforcement, and the concrete. That'll be its own line item, its own separate, or its own lump sum for all of those formwork, concrete, reinforcement, and the finishing, most likely, and then one cost for the CMU wall, also formwork, concrete blocks, may go by the linear foot or the height of the wall, depending on what the cost book is the easiest, but we'll have a line item for that. Then there'll be a line item for the height of that, and then the perimeter HSSs, which are these. We did the whole perimeter 4x4 by 1/4, where the ones for the gate posts were 6x. No, they were 4x4. Something was 6x6, or maybe not. I saw 6x6 somewhere. Oh, maybe the ones here 6x6. I'm not sure, but probably. All right, so please, any questions on this or anything else related to this, let me know. Please give us a like. Make sure to subscribe to our Patreon or on our website, where we will give you a lot of one-on-one attention. And please let me know what you think about this presentation. It's been pretty long, but hey, I didn't become the construction queen by just sliding through this stuff. You got a good estimator is really going to be able to, just like I did, talk myself through it, see what makes sense. And if something doesn't make sense, like the continuous footer didn't necessarily, because all it'd have to do is write the initial CONT, and I would know it's continuous, because sometimes we have blocks. So sometimes you have to make assumptions, and I made an assumption, and I think it's gonna work out. So, thank you for joining, and let's get some more music to take it away.